Really, this "so God created man" should really be read as "so God created the human in his own image." Uh, So this is just an overview. I'm not getting into every line and color coding of this, so don't worry. But this is just to show you how Hebrew grammar, how Hebrew literary styles function. These are those same verses that we look at, but you can see there's certain symmetries, literary symmetries within these three verses, Genesis 1:26 through 28. And these literary symmetries invite us as the reader to compare the corresponding sections, right? And so you have at the top in verse 26, you have "let us make man," or "let us make human in our image." We'll get into why that's human in a minute. And then you have "so that they can rule." And then down in verse 27, you have "so God created human in his image." And then verse 28, why? "So that they can be fruitful and multiply and rule over the land." So what this means is that the sections that follow the image of God statements are designed to unpack the meaning and significance of the divine image. It's meant to be understood as a purpose statement. Let us make man in our image so that they can do this, so that they may rule. So it's a purpose statement. This is just the literary structure of the Bible. This is one of the disadvantages of the English text and every other text and being so far removed from the culture. But this is what we're going to dive into today. And because I am a gentleman, I'm going to start with the ladies first. So let's talk about the man language in there. Then God said, verse 26, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them." Them? Okay, we'll get into it. Verse 27, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." So what is going on here with this? Where are the ladies? And the reason I bring this up is because I have heard it taught before, and I grew up when I was younger, kind of thinking, okay, when you tie Genesis 1 and 2 together, that God created man, God created Adam, and then God created Eve from Adam. So God didn't really create male and female at the same time. I guess if I just read verse 27, I probably would have picked up on that. But there's actually a grammatical explanation for this. So, Crystal, I can feel your smile from somewhere coming through online. But so let's look at this same section right here. You'll notice I have the man highlighted in yellow, him, and also them. So this man that you see in verse 27 with the asterisk by it, that is actually the Hebrew word ha-adam. Adam, where we get the name Adam, is the Hebrew word for man or humanity. It has the prefix ha in front of it, which is the in English. So the human. This literally means the human. Hebrew follows just like English. I don't call myself the Brad unless I'm that guy, but I'm not that guy. But so Hebrew doesn't do this either. So really the translation is, and we get this kind of, because Adam is Adam's name. That's where kind of the mix up comes from. So really this "so God created man" should really be read as "so God created the human in his own image." And the reason you have the "him" in the next line is because Adam, Hebrew works with gender in the language. English doesn't, but Adam in Hebrew is a masculine word. And so the "him" is just, conforming to the rules of grammar. It's him because Adam is masculine. But you see in the very next line, male and female, he created them. And you have that "them" language in verse 26 as well. So this is not just talking about man or men, it's talking about humans as a whole, humanity. So I've got it rewritten here just so we can read it. Then God said, "Let us make human in our image, after our likeness, and let them." Makes a little bit more sense when you see the human in the "them" aspect, right? So God created human in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. And so what you have here, and I need to go, so I went back. So this is what it's getting at here. God is imaged in a special way through the unity of humanity as one species that consists of a duality of distinct others. In other words, humanity is one, but also more than one at the same time. And this offers a very important image of God's divine identity. Kind of think Trinity language here. So I had a whole slide section prep to pick on Pastor Todd about the Trinity, but I had to take it out because there's just too much other information. But This is also one of the distinguishing things. I hear a lot of people talk about how, well, Israelite just, their culture is so similar. They just copied a bunch of stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, no, no, just no. Here is one instance where that is completely opposite. So in the ancient Near Eastern culture as a whole, the only person that was in the image of God or a god was the king, right? Not in Israelite culture, not in the one true God's culture, or just not even in his culture, but to the one true God, all humanity is made in the image of God. Not just one guy who has the most power in the kingdom, who had a birthright and got placed there, right? It's all humanity. This is a huge distinguishing fact between the Bible and every other competing religion from that time period in that day.